All hit 97.1 KEGL and the Dance All Days from Wang Chung here at KEGL, Fort Worth, Dallas. Isn't this where I hit the jingle or something? What do we do here?
No, this
is just the good old darn talk show. It's the talk show on the Eagle, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be your humble host for the next, well, what will seem like an eternity, but will actually only be 2 hours. And we're happy to be with you. Let me just get this question out of the way real quick. Rich Bryan is no longer with the radio station. On his own accord, he wasn't fired. He's gone off to greener pastures, to what he hopes to greener pastures, to another radio station. And so Rich is no longer the host of the talk show. So instead of you calling going, where the hell's Rich Bryan? Thought we get that out of the way real quick. That's what's happening. And Rich was great, and I'm not, let's be honest. So here we are. And this is my first talk show. I've never done this before. And I guess I just talked for 2 hours. Is that it? Or can we take a caller too?
Take callers too.
Oh, we take callers too.
About topical things.
Oh, this is fabulous. All right. There's a lot going on. Well, how about that Ali Sheba? You gotta love her. Or him. Which is it? Lots of stuff happening around town. You got the Reverend Walker Rayleigh, and did he or didn't he? Only his wife's hairdresser knows for sure. And you got, how do you think our new mayor's doing? We got a lady mayor in Dallas, and a big article in the paper today. I don't read the paper, frankly, but somebody told me there was an article in the paper today. You got Reagan cutting the abortion money. He's doing everything he can, aside from changing the entire Supreme Court to outlawing abortion in America. How do you feel about that? And, of course, the old staple. The Iran-Contra hearings are going on, and if you want to talk about whether Ollie North is a liar or whether President Reagan is out to lunch, well, we don't need to talk about that, do we? Why don't you give us a call right now? Our number is 787-1-97.1 to discuss anything you want to talk about. And please, be gentle. This is my first time. And I have a producer in there, and turn your mic on in there, will you? All right. Got that, babe? Okay. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, we're all set, kid.
All right, ready to go.
Line 2 is your first call.
Good deal. We got a line 2 in Dallas. Hello, Dallas.
Hello, kid.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Great.
This is Gene.
Hi, Gene. First caller, buddy. That's fabulous.
You bet.
What's going on, Gene?
Welcome to the talk show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Why don't you interview me for the next 2 hours? How's that?
Well, that sounds like a good idea.
What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, let's talk about the Persian Gulf.
Persian Gulf?
Yeah.
All right.
Did you know the first oil tanker made it out?
The first one did.
Yeah.
After a few stops.
After a few stops.
A few bombs. What the heck?
What do you think our odds are in continuing the project?
Hey, let's get one thing straight here, Gene. I'm a rock and roll DJ.
Come on, you're a world traveler.
That's far away, Gene. That's very far away. I actually,
probably took a cruise down the Persian Gulf.
Well, I was thinking about that. Actually, for a real dangerous trip, I thought it might be fun to fly Delta to the Persian Gulf and then take a cruise. Wouldn't that be a lot of fun?
Sounds like a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah. Is Delta a sponsor? They are. Just kidding. By golly. Or American. What the heck? Let's lose them too. No, I really don't know if that can continue. I don't think it's a policy that America really supports. And I think it's kind of like sticking our iron in the fire there and placing a dare. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is too. I definitely think it is.
So you say get out of there, eh?
I'd get out too.
Yeah?
Fast.
Well, an interesting point, though. Everybody's saying that, we're doing this for Kuwait. Actually, perhaps that's not the case. Because the oil that's on those oil freighters that we're sending through is American oil from American companies based in Kuwait. And I think that's why whenever Kuwait has put up any resistance and we Americans go, hey, we're helping them, they have no right to do that, perhaps they don't see the big picture, and that is that's American oil in large part.
About 8% of it.
Is it only 8%?
Well, they say we use...
Well, I'm out of here, Gene. I'm sorry. There goes my point. So you feel like we should get out of there quickly, huh?
Oh, heck yeah. Or we get blasted out.
What are the repercussions if we don't?
I don't know. Get blasted, I guess.
All right. And if we do, what's going to happen?
We'll probably get blasted.
Your typical no-win situation, huh?
That's right.
All right. Hey, I appreciate your call.
Okay.
We go to line 1. Hi, you're on the talk show.
Hi, kid.
Hi. It's an open line for 2 hours, by the way. Just thought I'd point that out. What's on your mind?
Did you go to that wrestling deal tonight?
Oh, I missed that. Darn it.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, I missed the first hour, but it was great.
Was it great?
Yeah.
Tell us who won all those darn matches, because we're all sitting on the edge of our seats.
Well, I don't really know who won the first 6, but I do know that Kevin beat Braun the Diaz.
All right. Everybody, come on. Kevin Von Erich defeated Brian Adias.
But it was already all planned.
They hate each other, right?
Right. not.
Wait a minute. What'd you say? It's already all planned?
Yeah, that's
Are you suggesting
Yeah.
that professional wrestling
It's fake.
is pre-planned?
It's fake. It's nothing but bullshit.
Oh, now you can't say that on the radio. That's one of the words we
Sorry,
can't
but
say.
it's not. It's fake.
It's all fake.
It's all fake.
I don't know.
They're real good friends because they went out. I saw them leave together. I was standing outside, and they both got in the same car together.
Well, they made up afterwards. I think that's great that two guys who were so at odds with one another,
They did not make up.
who were enemies, have gotten back together and now they're buddies. I think that's fabulous. Let's give them a hand, Kevin and Brian. That's great.
Brian, they're not friends. They, it was just all planned.
No, they can't. They can't possibly be.
It was.
So Kevin did beat Brian Adias.
Right.
All right. Do you think we're getting overexposed to all this wrestling? What do you think? I mean, now there's like 32 federations.
Right.
I mean, they have the Forney Wrestling Federation, and every one of them has a world champion.
Right.
I'd like to see all the world champions get in the ring at once. It'd be like 82 of them, and battle it out and see who wins. Then we'll have a real world champion.
Right.
And then he can fight Mike Tyson.
Right.
Thank you for calling. Hello, the Eagle. You're on the talk show.
Oh, God.
Hi. Well, thank you for sharing. That was a great call. Hi, the Eagle. You're on the talk show.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Okay, well, there's your one question. I'm not doing much. Thanks for calling. Hi, you're on the talk show. Go ahead.
Yes, I'd just like to say something about the golf.
Yes.
Personally, I feel like if we pull out now, then we're just going to get ourselves kicked all over the world. We have committed ourselves, and we got to keep committed.
You think that's going to cause us to throw America back into another oil crisis? Or possibly?
Well, I don't think that's really the matter here. We got enough store that won't bother us for a while. I just think we said that.
Why else is it important to us to keep the Persian Gulf open then?
Yeah, once we state that it is free water.
Yeah. You don't think we're playing with fire, though?
Well, hey,
it's obvious that they do. We've already hit a couple of water mines.
Right, but you got to teach them someplace. It's better over there than over here.
How do you feel about the theory, nuke them all and let God sort them out?
No, I don't agree with that, because once you start pushing the buttons, hey, marshmallows.
Marshmallows.
Yeah, everybody grab marshmallows because we're all going to get
yeah, that's a good point. All right, I sure appreciate your call.
All right,
thank you. Our telephone number is 787-1-97.1, and we are not restricted here to international topics or those topics of political nature. We can talk about entertainment and some of my good friends in the entertainment business. I didn't actually meet Hank Williams Jr., but I saw him once in concert, so I am well tied in with all of the various stars in the entertainment business. In fact, a lot of the stars like to refer to me as the proctologist to the stars. So if you have any questions, please give me a call, and I'll be happy to help you out. 787-1-97.1. It's a talk show on the Eagle with Kid Kraddick. The voice isn't quite as deep as Rich Brian, but then again, the mind isn't either. So let's go to the phone right now, and we go to Oak Lawn. Hello, you're on the air. You're going to make it tough on me, aren't you? Well, that's fine. That's fine, because I came to play tonight. Hi, you're on the talk show. Go ahead. Uh-huh. And you're on the talk show. Go ahead.
What do you think we should do about Ollie North?
About Ollie North?
Yeah.
It's already been done, hasn't it?
I don't know.
Okay, well, there you have it. He's testified, and now it's up to that Senate hearing, or that Senate committee, to determine his fate. What do you think?
Well,
good answer. Thank you for calling. Hello, the Eagle. You're on the talk show.
Hey, kid. Yeah, did you get to see the Tyson fight last night?
I did watch the Tyson fight in its entirety.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
The world's most boring boxing match.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. Come on, all Tony Tucker and Mike Tyson for finally to have
all they did was dance.
A united heavyweight champion. It's the first time in how many years we've had one heavyweight champion?
What, didn't it like since 78?
Yeah, it should have been Michael Spinks in that ring and not Tony Tucker or whatever the heck his name is. Wasn't he on Daniel Boone, Tony Tucker?
Something like that.
But I don't know. And Sugar Ray Leonard's commentary on the fight drove me crazy.
Well, I didn't vote for him to be there anyway, so...
Yeah. Was there a vote? I missed that. Huh?
They were grabbing for straws with him.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you think, how would you have fought Mike Tyson?
I wouldn't fight him.
Yeah, good point.
That's crazy.
So you think he was the winner then?
Oh, he was definitely the winner.
You think he's ever going to fight Spinks?
I'd love to see it.
I would too.
It'd be a great fight.
What was this deal with Spinks grandstanding up at the very last row of the stand, sitting up there with Bob Uecker? What was the deal with that?
Oh, he's just getting publicity, man. He's not really going to, he doesn't want to fight him anytime soon. He's trying to make a statement, but
Why won't he fight him? Is he scared?
He probably Yeah, he's probably going to have to take a couple of years to get in shape.
A couple years?
Sure, man.
Well, there are very famous words that his brother Michael spoke. MG dove the banana page. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. Thank you for calling. Hello, the Eagle. You're on the talk show.
Kid?
Hurst. Hello.
Yes, kid?
Yes.
This is Ronald Reagan, and I'm visiting you right now.
Oh, God, this is one of the worst Ronald Reagans I've ever heard. Keep that up a little while. Maybe we'll get a sympathy vote on you here.
Oh, well,
Oh.
I just wanted to say that during this entire Iran-Contra thing, I had my head between my legs.
Yeah, well, better you than Nancy. We go to Euless. Hello, you're on the Eagle.
Hi, kid.
Hi.
You're doing a pretty good job.
Oh, boy, this is tougher than I ever imagined.
Yeah, a couple of things.
I can't just go to a jingle, you know? I mean, I'm here for the long run.
You're doing okay. Listen to you for ages. You're doing fine.
What's up?
A couple things. One, did you know that this year was the 10th anniversary of the Ginsu knife?
No.
It is.
I didn't realize that.
That commercial on TV.
10 years of calling toll-free.
Yes.
That's fabulous.
And they're even running a special. You get more Ginsu knives since it's the 10th anniversary.
Is that right?
Yes.
Did you just see this on television?
I did.
Uh-huh.
I did. And the second thing is...
Well, let me tell you what bothers me about that.
Okay.
I mean, I think the Ginsu knife is fine, but you ever watch CNN? Cable News Network?
Not really.
They call it the world's most important network. And here these guys are doing national headlines, stories of international importance. The world's most important network. And then they go to a Ginsu knife commercial and a bug zapper commercial, and it just makes me think it's not all that important after all. What do you think?
I have a tendency to agree with you.
What's your second point?
My second thing is, did you know that Bon Jovi has a new single being released on the Disorderly soundtrack?
Oh, yeah, sure. I knew that.
Do you know when it's going to be released?
Well, when I spoke to Buh, I just call him Buh. His good friends call him Buh.
Oh, really? I called him Juh.
Yeah, when I spoke to Buh, he said, kid, we really want to get this out quick, but we're waiting for something to happen to us like happened to Def Leppard so we can get the publicity with our drummer, with the arm.
I won't tell you this, but another radio station has been playing it for months now.
Oh, well, that's not actually Bon Jovi.
Oh.
That's, I know this is hard to believe, but that's Donny Osmond doing his impersonation of Bon Jovi.
I thought it sounded a lot like that, but since y'all are the best station, I just knew it couldn't
Well,
be.
thank you so much for that.
You are.
We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And thank you for calling. It's 11:15, and this is the talk show. And now for a really intelligent call, let's go to Mesquite. Hello.
Hi, kid.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Great. How are things out there in East City?
They're doing pretty good.
Great. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to talk about the Madonna concert afterwards.
Oh, it was fabulous. What happened afterwards?
Me and my mom, I took my mom and won tickets from y'all.
Great.
And I took my mom, and my dad just dropped us off on the highway where we could walk so he wouldn't have to go through all that rush. And we were out there.
Wait a minute. Your father dropped you off on the highway?
Yeah, we ran across the street.
We're talking 114 or 183 here?
I think it was 183.
Loop 12? He just dropped you off?
Yeah, and we ran across the street.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we were out there waiting.
Does your dad have a high insurance policy on the two of you?
I guess.
Okay.
But we were waiting out there.
Yeah.
And the cops were mean. They pushed me, and they tore my strap that I was wearing.
They tore your strap? Your strap?
Yeah.
Like a bra strap?
No.
Dress strap?
Yeah.
Or are you just wearing a strap for no apparent reason? What is it? What kind of strap?
Well, it's on this jumpsuit.
Okay. And they ripped your strap?
Mm-hmm. And there was little kids out there waiting for their parents also, because a lot of people drop their kids off and let them go across the street. And there was kids out there wanting to go to their mom.
Yeah.
And they were crying and everything. The police wouldn't let them. They were just so rude.
What do you think about it? I mean, you got to patrol 40,000 people. That's got to be kind of tough.
Yeah. But I think they could have been a little bit more considerate.
Yeah. Probably so. But, it's been so long since we've had 40,000 people get together for a rock concert. It was Irving Police, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not accustomed to that.
Well, this is only...
The biggest thing to happen in Irving is like when somebody goes too fast over a speed bump at the high school, So they're really not used to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So give them a little bit of a break, and I'm sure that they didn't mean to be too rude. Boy, I sound like a cop lover now, don't I? Well, when I was with the Irving Police Department, I think that's rude, and perhaps an Irving Police Department will call and defend himself here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling.
Thanks.
And I think line 1 is Mesquite. Let's go to Mesquite. Hello, you're on the Eagle.
Hi, kid.
Hi.
This is Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, and I seem to think that the drinking age should go back to 19, not 21.
Okay.
I mean, because if someone, if some young person wants something to drink, they're going to get it, their big brother or sister or whatever, and I just don't think that the government's right changing it to 21.
They're going to get it illegally anyway, huh?
That's right.
I heard...
I'm 18 myself, and if I want something to drink, I'm going to get it. And me and my best friend Carrie seems to think that,
That must have been pretty depressing when you're about to turn 18 and they raise the drinking age to 21.
Okay, this is really great. Now I get to go out and party, have a good time.
Yeah.
Now it's 21. I mean, I'll be in college by then.
You ever get paranoid and think by the time you get 21 they'll raise it to like 42?
Probably 50.
Yeah. Well, I heard an interesting fact. I was talking to Robert Lee Kolb with the band Local Heroes. He owns a club called Beethoven's.
Yeah.
And I said, how's business? He said, well, it's not great, but we're still doing business, which more than I can say for most clubs in town. 25 nightclubs closed down in the last week. 25 Dallas nightclubs shut down in the past week as a direct result of the 19 and 20-year-olds not permitted in the club. So I guess a lot of clubs are letting them in now. They're just not letting y'all drink.
Yeah, like me and my friend went to Confetti Saturday night. And I walked in and they didn't even card me or anything, and I drank. And they didn't even ask for my ID.
Well, let's not say that. I don't think that's a very good idea.
But
there's probably Texas, what do they call it, Texas Alcohol Board tab? Is that what it is? Yeah.
But I just think that it should go back to 19. That's my decision.
All right, that's your decision.
Yeah, but I guess I'm not that important.
Well, how do we do that, though?
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of statistics to back it up, to back up the drinking age being 21.
I mean,
they say that 21-year-olds will drink much more responsibly than 19-year-olds, and even though a 19-year-old can still get the liquor, it's certainly not as accessible as it was when it was legal.
Yeah, but just like I told you before, if a young kid wants something, they're going to get it either a big brother, big sister, or parents, or friends.
Or just stand outside the stop and go and say, hey, bud, will you buy me, give me a 12-pack?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple of dollars. You can get you some wine or something.
There you go.
And so I just think that's dumb.
Well, you know how they get the bums to buy tickets to, like, Mavericks games and stuff downtown? Maybe, I'm thinking if there are any vagrants listening, you might want to just hang out in front of the liquor stores and in front of the 7-Elevens and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't pay as good as the ticket scalpers, but you get a lot more business, and the teenage, 12-year-olds can run up and say, Mister, will you buy me a 12-pack? Give that a shot, all right?
Okay.
Thanks a lot for calling. And we go to North Dallas. Hello, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, I want to know what you think of the Dallas Cowboys.
Be more specific.
Well,
I love the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, I'm a Texan. I love the Cowboys. What do I?
They're gonna make it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any sports-minded person in his right mind who would tell you the Cowboys are going to make it to the Super Bowl this year.
I know, but they got all these rookies.
I heard an interesting comment from come out of Gil Brandt's office, the director of player personnel. He said, Cowboys fans are spoiled because they've had so many good years and they're so quick to boo the Cowboys. And maybe this is good because now when we start winning some games, the fans will really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Look at the Rangers. I mean, the Rangers are sitting 1 or 2 games under 500 and putting 30,000 people in the stadium. So maybe winning is not the right thing to do. Maybe this is all the grand plan. Lose on purpose.
Maybe they could just go for a losing streak or something.
Well, I wouldn't suggest that. But seriously, I think with Herschel Walker and Dorsett in the backfield, and with Paul Hackett, and the revised flex defense, I think that we're gonna have a better season than last year. But I think we're definitely in a rebuilding period.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
All right. There's 2 points for me then. Thank you. Hi, North Dallas. You're on the Eagle.
Hi, I need to find out where that great billboard is. Everybody says it's so good. It's so gorgeous.
You must be referring to that Kid Kraddick billboard.
Yes, that's
And
the one.
you can find that Kid Kraddick billboard located right there at the corner of Interstate 35 and 635. So all you folks heading home to Louisville in the afternoon or going to North Dallas, all you vacuous and shallow people who live in that area, be sure to look at that billboard of that vacuous and shallow DJ, Kid Kraddick, right there on, we're going to have a big party out there at the billboard.
Why did you get a billboard?
Well, I just felt like since Moby had 3 billion of them, I thought maybe I should have one.
Moby's cool.
And so what I did was I decided not to make a car payment and go ahead and put the money down on a billboard.
To get rid of the
It's $168.50 a month, so I hope a lot of people look at it. That's all I can say. Thank you for calling. Hello, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, I wanted to defend the Irving police.
Okay.
Well, my dad works for him, and he was at the concert,
Uh-huh.
and if you have 40,000 people out there, you're going to be kind of rude.
I agree.
And most of those cops, they like country music anyway. Just
Well,
like my dad.
Well, I don't think that the type of music the police officer prefers should be, should decide whether or not he beats up the fans.
Well, Well, most of them had headaches after it, and they were pretty disgusted and tired and stuff, so...
Yeah.
I kind of have a right to be rude.
Well, with all those people and their lack of experience in handling large crowds like that, I can understand. Yeah. But I hope they didn't get too violent with anybody.
And no rubber hoses or anything.
Yeah, good point. Thanks for calling. Hello, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, I'd just like to talk about the what the girl said earlier about the drinking age.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of ironic that you have to be 21 to drink in this state, because when you're 18, you have to register for selective service.
Oh, boy, that's a tired argument.
You know, I mean, you have the right to die for your country. You have the right to be put in the Army, you know.
That's a tired argument. Boy, that's how we got the drinking age to 18 in the first place.
Well, yeah.
I think anybody who wants it back to 21 is going to have to come up with something new, because obviously that didn't work. I think that there are overwhelming statistics that show that it saves lives, regardless of the inconvenience and the unfairness that 19 and 20-year-olds feel. The fact is, it's prevented a lot of traffic accidents, and it's cut down on DUI just in the year that we've had it here.
Well, yeah, I kind of have to agree with you, and also seatbelts has also got to cut down on that.
Sure.
And, yeah, I've lost a couple of friends in drunk driving accidents. Well, I'm not sure if one of them was drunk driving, but one...
Now, if we could put seatbelts in the nightclubs, think of what we could do. Oh, nobody would ever die. That's great.
Strap them down like Jackie Gleason.
There you go. There you go. Thanks for calling. Hi, you're on the Eagle.
Guess what, Kit?
No, thanks. Hi, you're on the Eagle.
Hi, Kit.
Hi there.
This is Oaken. How you doing?
Good, Oaken. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Irving.
All right.
I want to discuss the rivalry between Dallas and Houston. Why is there such a big rivalry anyway?
Oh, come on. Where are you from?
I am from Houston.
You're from Houston originally?
Yes.
And you're living in Dallas?
Well, I'm going to school in Dallas.
I see.
Well, I was wondering, because, it always seems to always be cutting each other down. I don't see the difference. They're both in Texas, And Texas is one of the greatest states there.
Isn't that true of just about any area with two big cities, though? I mean, I came from Florida, and Miami and Tampa were constantly battling back and forth. In California, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, and even San Diego is getting in the battle because you want to be the pride of the state, especially here where pride is such a big deal.
Yeah, I was wondering if they could, unite the football team. We finally get a team to go to the Super Bowl.
Unite the Oilers and the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. We can call them the...
Let's give it a different name, the Texas something.
How about the Cowboilers?
Cowboys.
There you go.
Oilers. No, call it something. I mean, unite the whole state, get something funny, get in the Super Bowl.
There is a good deal of resentment towards people from Houston here in this area, isn't there?
And I remember one time I was doing that a couple years ago when the Cougars came up here.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a big hell of a thing going on.
The college basketball or football team?
Cougars, and they were talking about that half the people in Houston coming up are going to be eating at 7-Eleven, and the other half are going to be robbing it.
That's a good line. That's a good line. I like that.
Yeah. No, I think...
Well, actually, it's 1/3 would be eating there, 1/3 would be robbing it, and the other third would be working there.
Yeah, something like that. When they came up here, the Houstonians, I didn't quite like that one.
I don't blame you. I think Houston has kind of kicked us around a little bit. And now we're in a situation where the oil business has gone so bad, and I think that since they're all moving here, and the perception is they're taking our jobs, and I think that could be a reason for the most recent resentment.
Well, I don't know, because right now everything's changing, and everything has to change because that's the way the world is made.
It certainly is.
And so, who knows? Everything might be different in a couple of years. Who knows what might happen.
And we may just all decide that we're all living on one big spaceship.
Yeah.
There you have it. Thank you so much. And Irving, hi, you're on the Eagle.
Hi, kid.
Hi.
Okay, I wanted to talk about, everybody's saying how John Bon Jovi has AIDS and how he's bisexual, and I know you're just a real close friend of his and everything, and I wonder...
Well, wait a minute. You say he's bisexual, and then you say we're close friends. Let's...
I'm sorry. No.
All right, let's watch the implications here.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I've heard a lot of people tell me, and how that he has...
Oh, sure. We've had dinner, and we've danced, but...
Do you know if he's bisexual?
It's never gone past the first kiss. No, Bon Jovi is not bisexual.
Okay.
I mean, to the best of my knowledge, I've never met any of his boyfriends.
Okay.
So I would guess that's not the case. Although these rock and rollers, you never know. There's a book out by a groupie, name escapes me, who says that she slept with...
yeah.
You know who I'm talking about? She slept with 90 million different rock stars. I think she even slept with the Monkees. I mean, that's when rock and roll was moving kind of...
I mean...
does it matter?
No, not really. I think he is really fine, and I'd be disappointed if he was. That wouldn't really change my opinion of his music.
Well, as my mother used to say, all the best ones are.
Yeah.
So that made me feel better because I knew I wasn't one of the best ones. You see?
Well, I'm glad you're not. That's
Yeah.
what makes me happy.
Well, good. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, thanks.
And we go to Fort Worth. Hello, you're on the Eagle.
Well, hello there, kid.
How you doing?
This is Ron. I'm 34.
Hi, Ron.
I picked up on it when you were talking to that 18-year-old, and you were talking about how it was kind of interesting that right before she turned 18, they raised it up to 21. I was
Right.
on the other side of the fence when right before I turned 21, they dropped it back to 18.
Ah.
That was more of a rejection.
Yeah, because now not only, now your little brother can go to the clubs.
Yeah,
and
really. But what I was going to comment on, in spite of the fact that I've been through that phase of it, and I have definitely felt the way most of these 18-year-olds feel today, I'm thrilled that they raised it to 21. I wish they'd make it 25. Because all you got to do is cruise down Camp Bowie on a Sunday morning and look at all the beer cans and bottles and stuff that they've littered around the parking lots, hanging out on the night, and you know they're not responsible enough to be drinking.
Well, maybe the reason the parking lots are littered with beer cans is because they couldn't get it inside the clubs.
There you go.
Just playing the devil's advocate here.
You know, you're taking your life in your own hands nowadays when you cruise down the road, after, say, 10 o'clock on a Friday or Saturday night. So I can appreciate their end of it, but I'm thrilled to see it there, and would just say that they keep...
So, as someone who is of legal drinking age, over 21, you feel that it would be a detriment to have anybody younger than 21 able to consume alcohol legally.
There you go. I mean,
It's not popular, but just looking at the statistics that have come out and assuming they haven't been manipulated in any way, I would have to agree with you.
There you go.
I mean, I know it's not popular, and I'd probably be singing a different tune if I was about to turn 19 and they raised it to 21.
Mm-hmm.
But, grass is always greener.
There you go.
Thanks for your call. We go to Irving. Hello, you're on the Eagle.
This is from Richardson.
Oh, Richardson, how you doing?
I'm just fine.
Let me tell everybody the number here, okay?
Okay.
I'm new at this.
Okay.
If you'd like to phone the Eagle and talk about anything, or if you'd like some race results, we've got them for you here. Give us a call at 7871-97.1, and if you're lucky, maybe I'll read your palm. Hi, you're on the Eagle. Go ahead.
Kid?
Yes.
I remember last week when you called from the Madonna concert, and you were talking about some theories of some people. I was wondering if you could expand on that for us.
Some series of some people.
No, theories.
Theories.
Theories. Do you remember that?
Oh, I was just expounding on John Kenneth Galbraith's economic theories and how they differ from the recent book by the Dr. Ravi Batra, who's the professor of economics at SMU, and who has just written a book called The Great Depression of 1990. In fact, we tried to get him on the show tonight,
Really?
and he wasn't available. But he's kind of hard to understand anyway. With all due respect, Mr. Batra.
Is that kind of like Yogi Berra, right?
Well, no, Ravi Batra. He's Indian.
Oh, really?
And I don't mean the Himosabi. I mean from the country of India.
What do you think about all the stuff that they've been saying about a depression?
I read the book, which is really good, and I'd recommend anybody go out and buy it. It's Simon & Schuster. It's called The Great Depression of 1990. It's on the bestseller list now. I read the book, and I'll tell you what, I was real skeptical when I bought it, and he's got me sold. I mean, I'm thinking about selling my Ford Maverick and putting the money in the bank.
Oh, you got rid of that?
No, that was the Pinto.
Oh, yeah, you smashed it with a hammer.
Yeah, I've got a Maverick now. I'm thinking about selling that.
In the world.
I'm serious, though. He makes some very good points.
Really?
He believes in what is called cyclical economics, which means that everything runs in cycles. And every 60 years, there's been a Great Depression. And 1929 was the last one. So therefore, 1989 would be the next one. And that's oversimplifying it quite a bit, and I don't want to speak for him, but he makes a lot of sense, and I'd recommend everybody check it out.
Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you for calling. We go to a Dallas police officer here. Hello, you're on the Eagle.
Hi, kid. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
I hope you're not mad at me.
Oh, I'm not mad at you.
Okay.
Do you not like cops or something?
No. It's just that I did my best to defend you guys with the thing at the Texas Stadium.
Yeah, I understand that. No problem. Yeah, I was listening to the other listener calling about that concert in Irving. I just caught the tail end of it. But what we go through, with the crowd situation like the Texas Jam, you got officers out there working 10-hour days.
Oh, yeah.
And, they're under a lot of stress. They're not used to that much. And, a lot of these people get rowdy. You have to make a lot of arrests. And you have to look at both sides of the fence.
How long have you been a police officer in
About
Dallas?
3.5 years.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
There's been a lot of publicity of late on your deadly force policy.
Uh-huh.
Has that caused any kind of public backlash, or do you find that people have a lesser respect for the Dallas police force?
Yeah, you really do. You've got people out there that, are just looking to start a situation to get into a confrontation. That happens a lot.
Well, you think that's as a direct result of all the bad press you've been getting?
Yeah, it sure is.
Dallas, depending on which report you believe, Dallas has the worst deadly force policy in the entire nation, and the highest crime rate in America. And a lot of people feel that's a direct result of our police department. And a lot of people I've noticed have. Luckily, I don't think we've reverted back to the late '60s and early '70s when it was, when police officers were called pigs and everything else. But it's a little scary to see that respect that you guys have tried to earn for so long regress.
Yeah, you've got to get out there. You've got to meet the public every day. You've got to do your best. In a lot of situations, you're not out there to win a popularity contest. You're out there to do a job, and you can't serve everybody all the time. But you can serve a lot of people most of the time.
Eloquently put, and thanks for the call. Garland, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. I was just hearing you talk about Batra, that professor.
Dr. Ravi Batra, yeah.
Right. I was reading that article in the Dallas Observer about the book he wrote.
Yeah.
And
I didn't see that, but okay.
Well, he went through and he compared, like, 1921 to 1981.
Right.
And then 22 to 82 and so on up to the present right now. And I just thought that was really neat. But, he goes against a lot of what
Oh, most economists think he's crazy. And maybe that's a little consoling news for all of us who are not ready for a depression.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait till 1990 and see what happens.
I don't think I want to be the ones who just wait, though, He makes a point in the book, the very last chapter of the book, if you get the new revised copy, gives an investment strategy. What you should do if you've indeed taken his theories into account and believe them. He says that the average family of 4 is going to need $44,000 in the bank. And he arrives at that figure as a result of the poverty index, which I think is $11,000 a year for a family of 4. And he says that the depression is going to go on for at least 4 years. So that's the amount of money that you would need in order to survive, just in order to get by at the poverty level.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I don't have $44,000 in the bank.
Well, I know we're in trouble too.
So I'm hoping he's wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for your call.
Thanks.
We go to Arlington. Hi, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, kid, I heard you that you're a really Cowboy fan, right?
Yes, I am. Big Cowboy fan.
Okay, what would you do if the Cowboys were playing the Cardinals and there's a little kid or a person standing there just cheering on the Cardinals? What would you do?
Oh, I'd probably throw him off the other side of the bleachers.
Oh, my God.
Well, I feel like as a Cowboy fan, it's something I'm required to do.
Because I'm from St. Louis, and I really like the Cardinals. I'm a true fan of the Cardinals.
You are a Cardinals fan.
The Cowboys lad, too.
One thing that bothered me last year, I'm a season ticket holder, and one thing that bothered me last year is it seemed like the Cowboys were flying in fans from whoever we were playing.
I know.
And even when we were getting beat 44-0 by Chicago, I guess the only people who stayed were the Chicago fans after it was 34-0. But I don't know. It just seemed like every game we get more and more fans from the other team.
How do you like the idea of Gene Stallings going to the Cardinals?
I still think the Cardinals are going to be hanging around the basement.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of rebuilding to do.
Yeah, like Keyshawn said that he wants his players that he has to get them. I hope the Cowboys do get 2 this year. I hope they go to the Super Bowl. Because I'll be down here and I'll go to it.
All right. Better than the Cardinals?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Not really, but if they go to Super Bowl this year, I will love the Cowboys.
Right. Thank you for your call. Let's go to, the number here at the Eagle is 787-197.1. This is the talk show. It's 11:37, and this is Kid Kraddick, and we go to Lake Highlands. Hi, you're on the Eagle.
Kid, this is John.
Hi, John. How you doing?
Real good. How's it going?
Good.
I wanted to comment on a couple of things that you were discussing this evening. First of all...
Although I'm not fond of any of the topics, but what the heck?
About Dr. Ravi Batra.
Yeah.
I think he's to be applauded for his sitar playing.
Absolutely, and that's a little-known fact about Dr. Batra.
He's a genius on the instrument. No one even knows it. He's dabbling in economics, but, that's his main thing.
Well, he has a Ph.D. in economics, but I think the Bob Marley album that he did surely, has established him as one of the top... what you said.
That was Ravi and Marley live at the Whiskey, was it?
That's exactly it, yes.
Okay, well, now that we got that covered...
That was a rare print. I'm surprised you have a copy of that.
Oh, man, are you kidding?
Yeah, I guess.
That's a staple.
Okay.
The other thing, the girl who called in about Bon Jovi. Now, Bon, as we call him.
His good friends call him Buh.
We go way back.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that the only bisexual affairs he's had are with bass players.
Is that right?
Particularly bassists who wear bell bottoms.
Is that right?
Yeah. I observed a couple. I'm kind of a voyeur myself.
Oh yeah. I wonder if we could have some sort of psychological study as to why he goes for bell-bottom bass players.
Jean Dixon, the mistress of...
She doesn't play bass, does she?
Yeah, she says that, that's just kind of his bag.
Really?
Yeah.
And the horoscope bears that out, huh?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Well, I've always believed in that stuff.
Especially in Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of the new James Bond?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I'm excited. That's one of the new movies that's on my list.
That's one of the questions that we'll throw out there tonight. Okay.
Talk about Timothy Dalton a little bit.
Yeah. Is that his name? Yeah, whatever.
Well, I don't want to keep you from all the other people.
Well, certainly, and we appreciate your call and your insight on Dr. Batra's sitar playing and also on Bon Jovi. And let's hope that those two can get together for a project.
At least a live album.
Thank you so much.
Hey, kid, it's time for a Kool-Aid break.
All right.
Take a break up here.
We're going to take a short Kool-Aid break. And we'll be back in just a moment, but we invite you to keep dancing and tip your barmaids. And it's a talk show. This is Kid Kraddick on the Eagle. Rich Bryan is no longer with the radio station. He wasn't fired. He moved on his own and got himself what he hopes is a great job, and we wish Rich the best. And as for this show, well, who knows? But here we are. It's 11:43, and if you'd like to, we should mention a couple of things here. Ozzy Osbourne is taking a heavy metal version of Elvis's Jailhouse Rock, and he's going to play it in men's prisons. God bless him. Osbourne started the 6-week tour July 16th to preview the new material and a new guitarist without fans and press. The name, well, he does have a captive audience there. The name of the USA guitarist cannot be released. Why can't it be released? What else do we have here? Pop Rocks. You remember Pop Rocks? It was that candy that kind of caused like a nuclear explosion in your mouth. Well, they burst on the scene in 1976, and they're making a comeback. They've been zapped by rumors that Mikey, the little kid in the Life cereal commercial, died from the candy. Well, that's not true. General Foods stopped making it in 1980. Now that Mikey is back hawking the cereal, Carbonated Candy Ventures is test marketing Pop Rocks again in Oregon and Washington through August. I wonder what 9 out of 10 dentists say about that. Let's go to the phone. Do we know where we're going? Do we know where we're going to? I could sing for a half hour or so.
No.
Where are you calling from?
Mesquite.
Mesquite. You're on the Eagle. Hi.
Hi, kid.
How you doing?
You know, the beginning of the show when that lady called about wrestling?
Yeah.
It is. It's all fake.
Okay. I don't think that's any new revelation.
Because what they're doing out there to themselves, if they were really doing that, they'd kill themselves.
Well, now how are they faking it? I mean, when a guy picks another guy up over his head and drops him on the mat there, how do you fake that?
Stuntmen.
Stuntmen. That's incredible. Boy, they bring them in quick.
Yeah, but
we hardly notice.
And felt the padding. There's padding on there.
But they don't wear shirts.
Yeah, you also know the turnbuckles?
Oh, padding on the mat and on the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Either way, I still wouldn't want Ivan Koloff to pick me up over his head and throw me across the ring. I don't care who you are. I think that's going to hurt. But I don't think that's any great revelation that wrestling is not the world's most credible organized sport. Thanks for your call. Hi, the Eagle.
Hey, how you doing? This
Good.
is Roy.
Hi, Roy.
I'm calling from North Richland Hills.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, Graham, I'm a first-time caller, so if I kind of stutter a little bit,
Well, then we'll be even.
We'll be, hey.
I'm a first-time host.
Hey, how about that? I've been listening for a long time. I've been listening to Eagle a long time on the show, and this is the very first time I got through, and I just want to...
That's because I'm on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you got through, because nobody's listening. I'm on. They say, oh, Rich isn't there. Let's go listen to the baseball game.
There's one thing I want to address real quick.
Okay.
And I've been listening for weeks now at the show, and they've been talking about the drinking age and everything, and mostly you get people that are in their 30s and 40s, and you get these parents calling in talking about the drinking age, and they're all for it and want it to be raised to 86 and everything.
Yeah.
I'm 20 years old.
Yeah, it's easy for us to say, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm 20 years old, and I work at a very large hospital in Dallas. And let me tell you, I drink like a fish. And I love to go out and party just like anybody, and I get out there on the streets and cruise and everything, and...
after you've been drinking, you mean?
No.
Oh.
No, I've done it occasionally, just like everybody else, and I just want to say that, I'm no nerd that stays at home or anything, but I don't really mind the drinking age being 21, and as a matter of fact, they probably might even want to raise it.
Raise it higher than 21?
Yeah, and I tell you what, kid, and this is my reason, because all you would need to do is to come in one night to to a hospital and see some of the cases I see coming in there through the emergency room.
Yeah, that'll sober you up real quick, won't it?
Unbelievable.
I'll bet.
And I tell you what, I see guys coming in there my age, the same kind of taste, same kind of life like me. You like to get out there and race the Camaros and everything, just like I do too. You like to get out and race.
Yeah, but you don't find many 23, 24-year-olds who want to go out and race their Camaros.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why it's okay for them to drink, because they're probably just going to go home.
Get out and get rowdy and have fun and everything. But I'm going to tell you, it's pretty hard when you see guys coming in your own age that, you know, wrap the car around a telephone pole just because they have one too many and everything. And
there you have it, a testimonial.
And like I said, you know, I've gotten out done myself and everything, and I think the only thing that sobered me up was I've seen a few people die off that. And,
yeah.
And it's no real big decision, really. And there's a lot of kids out there that are my age. Like I said, I'm 20 years old, and you're listening to me right now, and all I'm telling you is it's a very simple decision. If you want to get out and drink and drive, you know, when your parents come visit you on the tombstone out in the grave, that's fine. If you want to make a logical decision and live out your life and, you know, try to have a full and happy, healthy life, then, you know, be smart. Be with your friends, stay home, have somebody drive for you, just like they've been saying, and play it safe, you know. Don't
well put.
Crazy.
We're out of time. I thank you for your call. It's like Mom used to say, drunks don't let drunks have friends. And I think that's, wait, is that how it goes? Hello, Arlington, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm calling about the drainage.
Yeah. Well, how do we get on this thing? I mean, we've had it for a year. Why is everybody calling about it? It's weird. Okay.
Yeah, you know how you were saying you need a new angle?
Yeah.
Got one,
give me an angle.
I was arrested, okay, for minor in possession. I'm 18. I'm considered legal adult by...
minor in possession of alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm considered legally an adult by the state of Texas. So the law there itself contradicts itself.
It sure does. You're not old enough to drink liquor in a club, but if you get caught with it, you're old enough to be prosecuted as an adult.
As a minor.
As a minor?
Yeah, but you're legally an adult.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And another point, you were talking about how to go about getting that changed.
Yeah.
Well, people of 18 years of age are voters, and
exactly.
They have to go about doing it by law.
If people had a clue as to what legislator is for the 21 and over and which are against, then we might be able to make a decision next time we go to the poll. Frankly, I don't think there's anybody out there who knows who was for it and who was against it.
Yeah, they wouldn't say.
I mean, do you know?
No.
Do you know if do you know who your congressmen are? In your district, do you know who they are?
Oh man, I'm not even a Texan.
There you see. So there's not much chance of getting anything changed. Provided we all stay stupid, they'll get away with whatever they want. And I think that's just fine. We go here to line 2. Hi, you're on the Eagle.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Our number is 7871-97.1, by the way, and it's 11:49. What's up?
Oh, not much. I was just going to call and talk a little bit about the drinking age also.
Great.
Well, I was just going to call because I'm 22 years old, and I can see kind of just on the other side, I mean, there's a great maturing process that goes on. I mean,
you're saying there's a world of difference between a 21-year-old and a 22-year-old?
Definitely, because I used to drink like, I mean, there was no such thing as drinking in moderation.
Right.
When you go out and party when you're between 16 and 20, but it all kind of changes. I mean, it's like you grow up within about a year or two.
Well, here's the bottom line. The only way that booze is dangerous and needs to be legislated, that alcohol is dangerous, is if it is used in combination with a motor vehicle. So the big question is, will a 22-year-old be more responsible and not drive after drinking than a 21-year-old?
I think that's the biggest question, and I think the answer is no. He probably won't unless he's just really immature.
All right. I appreciate your call.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's go here, back to North Dallas. Claire, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, kid.
Hi.
Hi. I can't believe I'm on.
You're on the radio.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to, talk back to that guy who called about Bon Jovi, and was joking about him.
Yeah,
and
about him, Bon Jovi going after bass players and bell-bottoms.
I think that's really crude, and I'm a real devoted Bon Jovi fan.
Are you?
I mean, me and my buddies, we stood in line and stuff, and we waited for hours for our tickets, and...
Bon Jovi fans are some of the most devoted.
What?
Bon Jovi fans are some of the most devoted in the world. There was a high school up north where they had to cancel the graduation because there was a Bon Jovi concert that night.
Hey.
And nobody showed up for graduation. So they just said, well, we'll have to cancel it.
Well, I found that to be really offensive, and I just wanted to say I think you handled the guy real well.
Well, thank you.
Because I just think he's gross. But, you know, can I say hi to my friends?
Well, sure. Hundreds of them, please. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, Bon Jovi's on the phone.
Hi, this is John Bon Jovi of Bon Jovi. You got that dial tuned to KEGL, the Eagle.
Thank you, Bon. And we go to line 1. Hi, you're on the Eagle.
Hi.
Where are you calling from?
Arlington.
What's up?
Well, I'd just like to talk about alcohol. All these young people keep on talking about how bad they need it and everything, and I don't think they do. I think that you can have a lot of fun without getting drunk and doing drugs.
I think that's great. You're absolutely right.
And I just think that you're better than Moby.
I'm better than Moby.
Because you have morals.
Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
I know Moby very well.
Well, I don't mean...
Moby. Well, no, I know what you mean. Let me say this. Moby has morals. Moby...
Well, I know, but I'm...
Moby lets people tell dirty jokes on his radio program. But they're all harmless, and Moby's a great guy. And if you ever met Moby, you'd instantly love him.
No, I have a habit of sticking my foot in my mouth.
No, that's okay. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here so people can tell us what they think, and I think that's great. Thank you for your call.
You're welcome.
And let's go to Andrea in Garland, and hopefully not to talk about the drinking age. Hi, Andrea.
Yes, it is about the drinking
Oh, good. Let's make this the last one about the drinking age, all right?
I am 21, and I agree with the girl that just called and said you don't need alcohol or drugs to have fun, but some of the 21-year-olds that I do know, they are not very responsible. I would not get into a car and drink and drive.
They probably are Moby fans, too. Just kidding.
But I think they should raise the drinking age.
Raise it even more?
Yes, probably 25.
25.
Yeah.
Why, now this may seem like a stupid question, but why was it ever legalized in the first place? Every equivalent of alcohol that is out there is illegal. I mean, stimulants, chemical compounds that are stimulants or depressants, marijuana, cocaine, anything that does basically what alcohol does, and that is distort your ability to think and to reason, they're all outlawed. Why is alcohol legal for anybody?
I don't know. That's exactly. Because all you need is good judgment.
Yeah.
And when you drink and drive, that is not good judgment at all.
That's well put. And thank you for your call. And as my mother used to say, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy. And let's go here to North Richland Hills. Hi, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, kid.
Hi.
I hate to say, but I'm going to talk about the drinking age.
Oh, for God's sake. All right, let's do it. I'm excited.
Okay, I'm 19.
Uh-huh.
And I admit I can get...
Did they just pass a law or something, or wasn't this a year ago?
Yeah, it was...
Okay, go ahead then, just so we know.
Okay.
All right.
I can get liquor anywhere, but if they put it back down to 19, 18, you know, that means the 15, 16, 17-year-olds can get it.
Exactly. There is a trickle down effect, isn't there?
Yeah. So personally, I think they should raise it to about 22, 23.
Okay. Thank you for your call. And hi, you're on the Eagle.
Yeah, kid, how you doing?
Good. You're not talking about the drinking age, are you?
Hell no.
All right.
But 25, man.
Let's watch our language here on the Eagle, all right? This is a family radio station.
Okay.
Appealing to family listeners.
Yeah.
We care about the home listener. What's going on?
I want to talk about the driving age.
The driving age?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't usually hear.
Okay.
I think it should be lowered to, 14 or 15, because see some of these people out driving on the street. So I can drive a hell of a lot better than they can.
There you go.
And I think they should...
Yeah, millions of 14-year-olds on the road. Now, there's a dream come true. Boy, that's a scary thought, isn't it? Oh, I got an F in biology. Ooh. I don't know. We were talking about alcohol, and let's wrap that conversation up about the drinking age. But here's one thing that might help to eliminate alcohol abuse. 53 wines and liquors were added to the list of alcoholic beverages contaminated with cancer-causing urethane. Cancer-causing. Kentucky Choice, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Beams Whiskey, Bourbon Whiskey, Jim Beam Straight Rye Whiskey. There's brandies, liqueurs, fortified wines like Gallo Cream Sherry, table wines, contaminated with a cancer-causing urethane. And perhaps you saw the article in the Dallas Morning News on Friday, I believe it's Friday, in the business section, where the rumors are persisting that Corona, America's favorite beer, and certainly a staple in North Dallas now. I mean, if you walk into a club and you don't have a Corona with a lime sticking out of the top, you're going home alone. I don't care how good looking you are. Well, Corona, the rumors are persisting that it contains urine. that irresponsible Mexican bottlers are saying, we'll show those Americans, yeah, they like this, and not bothering to escape to the restroom. It's just a rumor, but I'm sure that's all it is. It's just a rumor. That kind of thing can destroy a product. And finding out that alcohol has cancer-causing agents in it. Everything causes cancer. I heard the other day that saliva causes cancer. Saliva! But only if swallowed in small amounts over a long period of time. So that makes me feel better. It's 11:57 here at KEGL. It's an open line tonight on the Eagle Talk Show with Kid Kraddick. Our number is 7871-97.1. And we'll be back after midnight and talk about just about anything you want to talk about except the drinking age. So give us a call. 71-97.1. Now, I did say that we don't have to talk about politics or international affairs, but we can if you want. It beats the hell out of talking about the drinking age. So give us a call, 7871-97.1. What do you feel about the Iran-Contra hearings and where they're going, and if they're going anywhere? What do you see in the future for the Republican Party? Who do you see as a front runner for the Democrats in the presidential election, which is just around the corner? What do you think about what's happening in the Persian Gulf? I mean, that's probably the latest. And anything else you'd like to talk about? 7871-97.1. It's the Eagle Talk Show with Kid Kraddick. Kid Kraddick! Thank you. It is the bewitching hour, 12 midnight at the Eagle, and this is Kid Kraddick on KEGL, Fort Worth, Dallas. Our telephone number is 7871-97.1. I'll be your host this evening and probably next week, too. And from there, well, who knows? So why don't you give us a call? Rich Bryan is no longer with the Eagle. Rich has moved on to a bigger and better position, and we're real proud of Rich. He's working every day of the week now, 6 days a week, instead of just this one Sunday evening, and we're real proud of Rich. But he's not here any longer, and I'll be here for a while, so if you have anything you want to talk about, sports, politics, what else is there? Sports, politics, what else do you never talk about at a dinner party? Sports, politics, religion, abortion. Give us a call. 7871-97.1 is the number here at the Eagle, and we go to Dallas. Hi, you're on the Eagle. Go ahead.
How's it going?
Good. Good.
I heard the people talking about the Dallas Police Department.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm afraid this probably makes some people mad, but I know the old black gentleman was shot, 3 or 4 weeks ago, something like that?
Well, it was longer than that, but boy, that caused a stir, didn't it?
Right. I'm afraid that it's true. I hate to say it. If it had been an old white person, I don't think they would have made such a big deal about it. And I'm not trying to make a racist issue here, but I'm afraid that it wouldn't have made such a big deal.
There are those who would say they would have made a much bigger deal about it if it were a white guy who was killed.
You said they would have?
Yeah, in fact, I would tend to believe that if it were an elderly white gentleman, or even especially if it were a younger white gentleman, and especially if it didn't take place in South Dallas, if it took place in Richardson or Plano, I don't think that anybody would let it rest. But the fact that it happened to an old black guy in South Dallas, I think there's a tendency to say, what the heck?
Yeah, well, I don't think you should say that about, anyone who gets killed.
Absolutely not. I agree with you.
And not to make a racist thing of it, but I believe that the policeman apparently had no choice when a man is pointing a gun at him and they ask him to drop it and the gun goes off.
There are conflicting reports as to what exactly happened there, and I think that those conflicting reports have gotten to be kind of a real typical scenario.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a fatal shooting by a Dallas police officer, and I think that's what's causing the skepticism among people, and that's what caused our city council to authorize a Senate investigation about it.
I see. I got one other thing to say.
Yes, sir.
I know you're tired of hearing about drinking and stuff.
Yeah, sure am. In fact, we're not permitting any drinking age comments.
I'll tell you what, though, if they were to...
You're going to go ahead anyway, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going.
All right.
If they were to raise the age to where you can get a driver's license to 21, then they could drop the drinking age to 16.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I heard somebody say once that instead of issuing driver's licenses, they should issue drinking licenses. I'm serious.
That's not a bad idea.
And so, therefore, if you drink in excess, they take away your drinking license. Who cares if you drive a car, if you don't have a license, you don't know how to drive. As long as you're not drunk, you're going to do better than your average drunk guy driving down the road.
There you go.
And they say that something like 6 out of every 10 car accidents involve drunk drivers. I want to know what the hell's wrong with the other four guys. What were they thinking?
They were dodging the drunk.
That's probably true. That's probably true. Thanks for your call. North Dallas, hi, you're on the Eagle.
Hi, yeah. I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Why haven't we implemented a comprehensive driving program so that you don't just parallel park and go out and get a license and that's it? I mean, we could eliminate things like...
What do you suggest, hand-to-hand combat or what?
Well, I don't know. I mean...
Of course, you move to L.A., you got to have hand-to-hand combat, don't you? You have to know how to shoot properly from your vehicle.
True. But
They should set up targets along the freeway.
Oh, yeah.
You got to hit 6 out of 10 or you fail, bud.
Yeah. In Europe, you do have to go through quite a strenuous program.
Well, that's because in Europe they drive like freaking maniacs. I mean, if you go 90 miles an hour on the Autobahn, they'll run you off the road and say, "You're going too slow. Hurry up."
They have slow lanes there, too.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But it is a lot more difficult to get a driver's license in Europe, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You have to be, generally, like 25 is about what they, good age there. But if we had a good driving program like that, other than just a couple hours in the classroom and then a few hours behind the wheel, we wouldn't have to have things like the seatbelt law, which I believe is truly unconstitutional.
There are those who would agree with you.
I agree that you should wear one, but being a law, that's not fair. I mean, that's your own choice. You're not hurting anybody else by not wearing a seatbelt, I promise you. And,
You think?
Well, I think so.
What about the passengers in your vehicle?
Well, see, I believe, like I said, I believe it's good to wear one, but that would be their own choice also. I mean, they know they're taking a risk by not wearing it, but that's their choice. When I get into my car, first thing I say is, if you want to wear a seatbelt, that's fine.
Well, I've worn a seatbelt for a long time. I always have. And I used to like the fact that there was no seatbelt law because it enabled me to pick out the stupid people on the road.
Exactly.
Because everybody didn't have a seatbelt on, I could say, now there's a stupid person. Because here is a piece of cloth that takes less than a second to put into place, and you can prohibit yourself from dying in an automobile accident. Anyone who chooses not to use that,
that's right.
That's like going out without doors on your car. Oh, what the hell?
That.
Anyway,
but I do want...
So unconstitutional or not, I think that the seatbelt law is well, I shouldn't say. That's walking on thin ice. You're probably right. You're probably right. There probably shouldn't be a mandatory seatbelt law.
Yes.
Thank you for your call.
Bye-bye.
All right. And line 3, Irving, you're on the Eagle. Hi.
Hey, Kid Kraddick.
How you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
This is Phil from Escanaba, Michigan.
Hi, Phil.
How you doing?
Good to have you down here in Texas. That's what we need here is a few more people from Michigan.
I'm in Michigan.
You're in Michigan now?
You're from Michigan.
You are not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
It's about abortions.
Okay.
Yeah, I can get you on my shortwave.
Whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
You had a young girl call earlier about abortion. Personally, I think she's wrong. Any woman in their right mind who feels they have the right to kill a kid who doesn't have any say in the matter should never learn what the word sex meant. They shouldn't have. Because
how do you feel about President Reagan's latest
it's great.
Restraints?
I do. It's great. Bring them in. I want them in so they can get rid of this abortion.
There are women out there everywhere in the Metroplex who are now saying to their loved ones and spouses, "Well, that's easy for him to say. He's not a woman."
They have two rights. They have two rights. They have the right not to get pregnant, and they have the right to get pregnant. And if they don't want to get pregnant, then they shouldn't do it.
All right.
Stuff to make sure they don't, because they can end up killing somebody with that.
How about rape? How about rape?
I knew you'd say that.
Well, of course.
But I agree. If they're literally raped, they should have the right. But all it is a loophole for them to say, "Well, my husband raped me." And it happens. They've already tried it, and it didn't work before.
No, it didn't work.
No, it didn't, because everybody came in and said, "My husband raped me." Well, why wasn't he put in jail for rape? For one, because you can't testify against him in jail, and they all know that.
I think we know where you stand, don't we?
Yes.
Thank you, Escondido, Michigan. Escondido?
Escanaba.
Escanaba.
Yep.
Right. Is that near? That's near Flint.
Wisconsin.
It's near Flint.
Yeah, not too far, but...
Flint is the worst city in America.
400 miles out of the way.
Did you know Flint was voted the worst city in America in which to live?
Yeah, I believe it. They're a bunch of bums over there.
You think there's a rivalry between Dallas and Houston, huh? Hi, you're on the Eagle, Fort Worth. Go ahead.
Hey, kid, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Good.
Hey, listen, did you ever... Wait a minute, let me turn my...
Yeah, please do. And for everybody, keep your radio turned down and listen through your telephone there if you would.
Okay, how's that?
That's great.
Okay. Did you ever listen to the talk show before when they had...
I was a big fan of the talk show.
Ole Anthony, I think his name was?
Ole Anthony, I sure did.
What did you think about that guy?
Well, I only heard him briefly.
Yeah, I heard him always putting down the churches, and I'm not going to say what denomination I am or anything, but because I really don't want to argue about it.
Right.
This guy was always putting down all these religions that, the preachers that get on TV and ask for money and everything, and here he is working for the TBN network, and they have a thing on Channel 2 all the time, asking for money. It's the same thing as...
I don't know a lot about Ole. What network did he work for?
TBN. He didn't actually work on the station, but he works for the TBN, whatever it is, corporation or whatever.
Okay.
And here he is getting on the radio, bad-mouthing all these people, and yet he works for a network like that. I was just wondering.
Kind of a double standard, you think?
Something like that. And, you know, whenever you got on the show, the guy, you know, that did it before, I think his name was Rich or something like that.
Rich Bryan, that's right.
He's a great guy, but he never ever gave anyone a chance to talk to the guy. He'd always cut him off, you know, if they ever disagreed with Anthony or whatever his name was.
I have to disagree with you there. I've heard Rich with many controversial guests. In fact, I remember once he had the Ku Klux Klansman in here.
Yeah.
And whenever anybody went after him, he pretty much let him within reason. And I think there's an obligation for a talk show host to defend his guest.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just because I was disagreeing with him. I don't know, maybe that's way.
I mean, I don't care who the guest is. I would defend anybody who's sitting here from vocal abuse, unless, of course, it were Pia Zadora.
So what do you...
At which point I'd tell him, go for it.
Huh?
What?
I'm sorry. Are you the one that's going to be doing the show now?
That remains to be seen, as Gordon Soley would say.
All right, I hope you stay on.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
I'm doing the best I can here, having a good old time with y'all, though. This is great. Hi, Grand Prairie, you're on the Eagle.
Hey.
Hi.
This is a change of pace, I suppose.
Good.
I was going to ask you...
About the drinking age, right?
Oh, yeah.
What's on your mind?
I was going to ask you, maybe let the world know about your past. Trace...
What the hell you want to bring that up for?
Misty passages of time from when you graduated high school. From there, where did you go?
Well, you're making an assumption there, first of all.
I guess so.
Let's see. Graduated high school, went to the University of Miami, dropped out, got a job at a radio station there, thought I was good. I wasn't. Went to Nashville, Tennessee. That was my second job in radio. Lasted one day. Left Nashville. The program director said, "Gee, kid, we've made a terrible mistake. Here's a ticket back." And back I went to Miami, and the program director in Miami said, "Gee, kid, we made a terrible mistake. You're out of here." So I was fired and went from there to Tampa, Florida. Went from there to Los Angeles. Went from there to Fresno, California. And is the time over for the show?
Yeah, that's all.
And various points in between. And that's how the radio business works. You know, you go from place to place. I've been here for several years. I've been in the Metroplex now since 1936. And no, I've been here a while. And I think this is the last stop. I love it here.
Yeah.
So that's the old career.
One more question.
There you have it. Well, you know, I left out the Burger King and some of the other sultry places that I've worked.
Yeah.
Stuckies. And Stuckies. Yeah. But if you ever need a deal at Payless Shoes, let me suffice to say I can get you a discount.
Do you really drive a Ford Maverick?
Ford Maverick. It's right out in the parking lot.
Really?
Is it not? It is. It is.
Okay.
It's a copper-colored... Well, maybe that's just the primer.
It's a beauty.
I'm not sure. Thinking about unloading it.
By the way.
Huh?
My dream car, by the way.
Oh, great. Well, if I got a car for you.
Those stupid Lamborghinis.
Yeah, who needs them? Thanks for calling. Hi, it's 12:12, and you're on the talk show with Kid Kraddick here on the Eagle. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I'm referring to a certain fast food service. I won't mention any names.
Please don't.
One time I went to the bathroom, and I saw one of their cooks drop a hamburger patty on the floor and just pick it up and throw it back on the grill.
What's the cook doing with a hamburger in the bathroom?
No, they left the kitchen door open.
Oh, I see.
Right in there.
Okay.
And I won't eat there again. Them being that sanitary is terrible.
Well, as my mom used to say.
Oh, God.
A cooked patty on the kitchen floor is better than a booger in the salad bar. Hello, you're on the Eagle. Go ahead.
Yes, you mentioned something a while ago. It's not about the drinking age, about it being not. It shouldn't be legal at all because of marijuana's not legal.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Turn your radio down, please.
Larry, stop.
Thank you.
I think that the reason why marijuana's not legal is because they can't tax it. I mean,
well, see, if they legalize it, they could tax it, and there would be tremendous revenues.
Yes.
I say one or the other. Either ban alcohol or legalize marijuana. Now, I don't partake of either.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to sound like a fuddy-duddy here. I mean, I'll have a beer once in a while. In fact, I had a 12-pack before the show. But
oh no!
But I don't smoke marijuana. But I think that if you're gonna, it's a double standard. If you're gonna legalize alcohol, then legalize marijuana.
Yeah, actually, marijuana is a milder narcotic than it's
what I understand.
Dangerous behind the wheel, but. Both of them is immature, no matter how you look at it. You know, it takes brains to stay away from that kind of stuff because it's dangerous. Not only do you put yourself in danger, but you put other people in danger, and I think it's totally immature.
So what are you for? Are you for legalization of pot or delegalization of alcohol?
I guess maybe both. I mean...
Both. So you want to delegalize alcohol and legalize pot?
Actually, I think they should raise the drinking age, and I think they should...
Oh, here we go again, the drinking age.
Legalize marijuana.
They should raise the drinking age and what? And legalize marijuana?
But see, they can't do that because there's no way to tax it. Because
of course there is a way to tax it. No. Simply legalize it.
There's a way.
Once you legalize it, every 7-Eleven, and I shouldn't say them, every convenience store will carry it. At that point, they will get sales tax. We'll get excise tax. We'll get, what do they call that, addiction tax, where they now a pack of cigarettes only costs about 13 cents to make, but they sell them for $1.90, and everything goes to the state.
What I'm saying is that people at home can grow it. How can they confine it to tax?
Well, people can grow. In North Carolina, it's pretty typical to have tobacco growing in your backyard. Hello?
Hello, I'm still here.
It's pretty typical to have tobacco growing in your backyard, too, and they can certainly tax that.
Yes, but I mean, these people are going out in the woods and they're selling it and they're making a profit.
Well, I'm telling you that they would, if they were to make it legal, people wouldn't go to such. This
is true, but you can grow a marijuana plant. I mean, it's easy. All you need is a male and female seed. I mean, all you have to do is water it.
You sound well versed in this.
There's no way to do that. That's why it's not legal. I'll tell you that right now. If they could do it, they would do it.
I don't know if we agree, but let's agree to disagree. Thanks for your call. It's 12:16 on the Eagle. And we go here to Dallas, or Irving. Hi, you're on the Eagle.
Hello, kid.
Hi there.
This is Albert.
Hi, Albert.
How you doing?
Good.
I just want to say I think you're doing a great job.
God bless you, Albert.
Thank you very much.
Have I told you where to send donations?
Well, okay, that's fine. I want to get off a little subject.
Because a giant program director visited me in my sleep last night.
Really?
Yeah, and he said that if I don't take 300,000 calls between 10 and midnight, that he was going to take me home to the FCC.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about?
I want to get off the subject of everything serious. All this alcohol, 19 age, and all that stuff. And
yes, sir.
I just want to talk about, how about sports?
How about it?
Nobody's talking about sports. The Rangers won tonight.
They did.
They played Baltimore.
How about that Bobby Witt?
Yeah.
5-hitter, Bobby Witt.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good game. I just want to let everybody know, the Rangers are winning back. They're back on the track now. I think they're 1-for-1 now. They're winning streak.
Yeah, they've won one in a row.
Yeah,
we're excited about it.
Something like that,
What do you think their chances are to win the West?
To win the West?
Yeah.
Slim and none, but that's beside the point.
Boy, they're drawing some people.
Well, yeah,
I mean, we could be, and we were at this point in the season with this kind of record 3 years ago with Doug Rader as the manager, and we're pulling like 65 people a night.
Well, that's right. I was at the game, and there were a lot of people there.
What'd they do tonight? Any idea? Do you know?
I don't remember that.
It's like 30,000.
So pretty close, around 30,000.
All right. Hey, we appreciate your call. Thank you. Is it Albert?
Yes.
Thank you, Albert. Hi, you're on the Eagle. Go ahead, please, Dallas.
Oh, my God, kid, I can't believe this. This is Regina from Arlington.
Hi, Regina.
Hi, and I just want to say that I'm glad to hear you on a Sunday night.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
It's great to be here. I'm having a good time doing this.
Well, great, because I listen to you on the afternoon.
Thank you.
I listen to you when you're on at night, and it's just great, kid, and I want you to stay, and I'm a devoted KEGL listener.
Give her a hand.
Yeah. Here's the money.
I've never done this before. But anyway.
Is there anything that's on your mind that you want to beef about?
Well, how about the drinking age? No.
No. Oh, you said the wrong thing.
I've been listening. I drove all the way home from Burleson, and I thought, nobody's talking about the drinking age. But, no, I just want to call and say welcome to Sunday night, and I hope you stay for a long time.
Thank you, Regina. Give her a nice hand. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, we haven't heard from Plano tonight. Let's hear from him. Hi, Plano. You're on the Eagle.
Hey, kid. This is Russell.
Hi, Russell.
I wanted to talk about that abortion thing.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, I want to say that I'm completely against abortion, but I think they have to keep it legal.
They do?
Yeah, because, okay, my dad is an obstetrician gynecologist, and, so he has the right to, he can do abortions and junk like that, but he refuses to because he's against it and everything.
Right. But what do you think of, I think, the only reason abortion is in the news now is because President Reagan has a plan to ban the use of federal funds for abortion counseling?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I haven't even heard anything about it because I haven't watched TV and so I'm removed and I haven't paid any attention.
Okay.
But I think, they had abortion illegal for a while there, and ladies, they go out and they use coat hangers, whatever. They find some.
Well, they say when you cut the abortion money, or we have the possibility now of having our deciding vote in the Supreme Court leaning conservative, which is probably an understatement, which would maybe put it back on the agenda to legalize abortion. And if that happens, they say that it's gonna revert to the back alleys, just like it was prior to being legalized.
Also they can find doctors who are going to do the abortion anyway, and not report it, do it anyway.
Boy, there was a big black market abortion market.
Yeah. I mean, it can be done.
So regardless of your feelings on it, I think you need to realize that legal or illegal, it's going to still happen.
Because, I'm completely against it. I hate the idea of, abortions and little kids being killed and everything. But I think, if they don't have it, a lot of, people are going to have it done anyway.
That's right. Thank you for your call. And as you were a wanted child, you wouldn't have been born with a coat hanger in your ear. And let's go to line 1. Hi, you're on the Eagle. Oh, line 1 isn't on the Eagle. Hi, line 1, you're on the Eagle.
Great, how you doing, kid?
Is this Keller?
No, Plano.
Plano, I knew that. How you doing?
Pretty good. Doing a great job tonight.
Well, thank you. What's on your mind?
Well, I want to talk about something that you brought up a little while ago.
Okay.
The new James Bond movie.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it on Friday.
What do you think of Jimmy? The new Jimmy. What's his name, Dalton?
Yeah, Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton. Timmy, that's what I meant. What do you think of Timmy?
Roger Moore.
Timmy's better than Roger Moore?
Definitely.
The Living Daylights.
Right, I still think, though, that Sean Connery's the best, but Roger Moore did a great, did a great job.
How about that Miriam DeBeau?
Well, she could get a new haircut.
She's naked in Playboy this month, by the way.
Is she really?
Yeah.
I'll have to catch that.
Yeah.